Well, when an official gets an applause, you know you started off on the wrong foot. So, to make me feel a little more comfortable, on the count of three, how about just a good boo for an official? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. You have any Dave Ramsey fans here? Radio financial guru? Okay. Yeah, if you listen to his show, I don't know about you, but what I catch from him is when people call in and they exchange pleasantries real quick and they say, ask him how he's doing, his humble reply is always, better than I deserve. And that's kind of how I feel today in regard to this award. It's just better than I deserve. So I thank the committee for their selection in regards to my efforts. I'd like to thank a couple of people real quick. I want to thank my son, Trey, for initiating this process, feeling that his dad was worthy of this recognition. Also want to thank my college teammate and roommate, All-American center fielder, Eddie Southard, from coming in from Wichita, Kansas. Real quick story about Eddie. We roomed together for a number of years, and we were both jocks, and when we kind of went our separate ways and were going to get ready to start our families, well, you can imagine if you're a jock and you played a lot of sports, you're really looking forward to having a son that you can kind of coach and raise up. And, well, Eddie started his family, and the first 3 children were girls. And he and his wife, Tony, thought, well, we gave it a good try, and so we'll leave it at that. About 7 years later, they kind of got the itch, thinking, you know, son, boy, Eddie was for it. Tony says, I'm good with it. Tony gets pregnant, and guess what pops out of the oven? Twin girls. I think the good Lord was telling Eddie that, you know, you and Tony, I've given you a girls' basketball team. Now, if you're going to get stubborn about it, we can start working on a all-girls soccer team. So they pretty much curtailed it right there. I know this. He wouldn't trade any of those daughters $5 for 1,000 boys. They're great kids. I'm really blessed by the University of Arizona coming here and this Tucson community in general. I came here to go to school in 1963 after graduating from Aurora Central High School in Denver, Colorado area. My singular goal was to become a professional baseball player. I was pretty naive. I had no idea of the appreciation of what a college education and a degree would mean to me down the road, but my focus was playing professional baseball. Fortunately, I was able to play on some good teams. Our 1966 team did go to the College World Series, as Pat indicated, and I'd like to recognize 3 of my teammates from that team, besides Eddie. We have All-American shortstop Eddie Leon, Mike Paul, Major League pitcher, coach, and scout, I think advanced scout now, still with Colorado Rockies, and our team captain, Dr. Scott Nielsen. So very blessed to have them here today. Another person that I really was looking forward to thanking was Coach Bruce Larson, basketball coach at the U of A from 61, I think, to 72. Unfortunately, Bruce, I understand, fell and broke his hip recently. And I think he just turned 90. But another one of these unexpected blessings, I came here in late summer of 63, started playing pickup games in Bear Down, and Coach Larson offered me a basketball scholarship. So I played 2 years basketball. Wasn't planning on it, but it was a great experience. And I've got some teammates here, Tom Sutton, Hall of Famer Buddy Doolin, and Mike Abowd. So appreciate them being here. And they, along with others that you know, Coach Larson, what a man of great character, personal integrity. We wish him a speedy recovery. You know, when you when you're growing up, when I was in high school, my goal was to be a professional baseball player. That's kind of your vocation. But nobody thinks about their avocation, that, as Uber has kind of maybe coined the term, your side hustle. And for me, that thing you kind of maybe get involved in, you don't know it's even out there until you get there. And it's something you might want to do a lot of, maybe become achieved some excellence in it. For me, it was basketball officiating. It was quite by accident. I started playing intramural basketball in the off-season, training, and when someone told me that you could actually get paid, wear a striped shirt, run up and down the court, I was in. I mean, I was going to work out anyway. Hey, you going to pay me $3 a game or $4? I was in. Unfortunately, that led me to go up the ranks, join the AIA, and had a chance to go on to the junior college, small college, and eventually all the major colleges in the West Coast. And as always, you never get there without people that have gone before you. And we had some excellent officials here in town. There's too many to name, but I'm grateful for their professionalism, things that they modeled for me on the court that served me well as I advanced on. A number of years ago, I was privileged to visit the Pima County Hall of Fame. And I was taken back by the amount of excellence and achievement and passion for people that I saw in there. And it reminded me of a story. In 1980, since Pam's being here today, being inducted, how many people have run a marathon in here, by the way? 26.2 miles. 1980, the first lady to come across the finish line of the Boston Marathon was a lady by the name of Rosie Ruiz. She got all the applause. Everybody's excited. Just what she wanted. Within a few minutes, they had her up on the platform, and they were putting the crown on her head and getting all the pictures taken. But within a few minutes, people started talking, saying, I don't remember seeing her out on the course. Then they started looking at her body and saying, those legs don't look like they could run 26.2 miles. A little fleshy, not two-toned. It was eventually determined that Rosie cleverly jumped in the race in the last mile. She said she'd run it again next year, but she'd really never showed up. The point of the story is this. There are a lot of people who want to get in on the finish line, but cleverly arranged not to run the race. Rosie wanted the trophy, but not the training. She wanted the prize, but not the pain, and she wanted the recognition without the repetition. From what I observed, there are no Rosies in this hall. Everyone has run the race. Through blood, sweat, and tears, they deserve the right to be there. And I do applaud the Hall of Fame committee for their efforts in kind of preserving the integrity of the selection process for past, current, and future inductees. In closing, I would like to take a moment to dedicate this award to someone in my family, and that would be my wife, Barbara. In 1983, Barbara was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. For the past 34 years, she has battled that disease with more dignity, more grace, more courage than anything I ever have done in my sporting career. She is the true Hall of Famer in our family. I love you, hon. Thank you.